In this lesson, we're going to go through some dashboard settings, including setting your running user and adding filters. Here's the dashboard we just built. Go ahead and click the Edit button in the upper right-hand corner, and then click on the Settings gear right next to the Save button. From here, you can change the name, you can add that description, change the folder, just like you did when you first created the dashboard. But there's a couple extra options as well. It says View Dashboard As, and then we have a few choices. You could choose me, another person, or the dashboard viewer. So what this is doing is it's running the dashboard reports as a specific person, according to that person's point of view or their permissions. Let me give you an example. Different users within a company will have different permissions, and they don't always have the access to the same data. So if you build a dashboard and you have the running user be the system administrator, then anybody who views that dashboard is looking at the data in the company as if they were a system administrator. They could see all that data. Similarly, you could create a dashboard and then run it as a specific person. So let's say it's a specific salesperson and it's just showing that person's opportunities or tasks or events or that kind of thing. And if you set the running user to be, another person, let's say a salesman, everybody's going to see that dashboard as if they are the salesperson running that dashboard. And then there's also the dashboard viewer. And so what that allows you to do is set it dynamically. So whoever happens to be looking at the dashboard is going to get data from their point of view. Generally, if you're looking at a company-wide dashboard, you're going to set the viewer as a system admin or an executive so that everybody can see the metrics across the company. So for this, I'm going to leave me as the dashboard viewer or as the running user. We've got a couple other options here. You can change the grid size, and then you can also change the overall theme and the palette for that dashboard. You got a few choices. Try and find something that, fits your brand or you think looks good. The next thing we're going to take a look at is adding filters. So there's a filter button right next to the Add Component button. If you click on that, you can then select what field you want to filter on. And we can add this filter that's going to work across all of the components we have on our dashboard. So let's say we want to look at a filter on year and specifically on our close date. So I'm going to search for the field. I find close date and select that. And now I need to add some filter values. So it's a little bit more involved than the filters we created at the report building stage, but it's pretty similar. It's just when you select the filter value, you then write in what that value is. And for a date field, you can choose a specific date or range. We could choose a relative date, and you can write in that relative date phrase. You could say this year versus last year, 2 years ago, that sort of thing. But I'm actually going to choose calendar. I'm going to set specific dates for this example. So what I want to see are all data for dates in 2019 and in 2020. So I'm going to select the between option here, and then I can choose those specific dates. So I'll choose 2019 here and come down to January 1st. Now for the end date, I'm going to choose December 31st for 2019. And now we can set the display text. It gives us the default display text, January 1st, 2019 to December 31st, 2019. It's a little bit long for me, so I'm just going to change it to 2019. Hit apply. And that's what the display text is, what the user is going to see when they set the filter. Let's add another filter. This one is going to be 2020, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to select the is between operator, and then I will specifically select those dates that I want the data to be in between. I'm going to update the display text here as well. So there we go. We've got 2019 and 2020 for our filter values. Click add, and you'll see that filter is going to show up right above your components. Now to test this, you need to actually save it and hit done to view the dashboard. You can't be in the builder. And if you click the drop down, there we go, between 2019 and 2020. Now, when you select one of those values, it's going to recalculate all of our components and give you the updated number. So here's our data for just 2019. We see those different months. We could see our pipeline from 2019. Let's take a look at 2020 instead. Give it a second to refresh. And we only have a little bit of data from 2020, and our metrics have changed as well. So you can do this for more than just dates. We can also do this based off owner. or really any other field that you've got access to. So if you click that edit button, let's add another filter and pull in opportunity owner. Select opportunity owner, and then you can add filter values for each owner in your company. So I'll put in Brian Hayes, and then add additional values for all the different owners that you've got. Now, I think I'm the only user in this developer environment, so this won't be quite as exciting. But the point of the filters is this can also save you a lot of time. Just like you can add the same report to a dashboard over and over again, you can now avoid having to create lots of different reports for different people. If you essentially want to look at the same data, but you want to be able to filter it down to different owners or different time periods, you can build that into the filters on the dashboard. One thing to remember with filters, though, is that it's never going to show you more data than what you have in your underlying report. It's just going to add a filter to that or on top of your report filters. So that means you want to build your reports pretty wide. So for example, we're looking at closed won opportunities from the last 5 years. And then you can come to the dashboard and you can add those filters for this year or last year or this month or last month or next month, et cetera. But you want underneath that filter, you want those reports to have data that spans, the entire time frame that you might be interested in. Same thing with opportunity owners. Instead, make your reports not filtered by opportunity owner at all and add that filter at the dashboard level. This will keep you from having to create lots and lots of duplicate reports. Instead, you can have one dashboard and you can give people the ability to toggle around to explore just the data that they're interested in at that particular time. Okay, that's going to take care of our build module in this course. In our next module, we're going to show you a couple ways to use reports, different ways to use them around Salesforce and take advantage of features that help you explore the data without actually editing the report itself or building something new. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next lesson.